Love, image of glory. Commandment. New. Loving each other, the only testimony that does not perish. New glory, as a commandment. Welcome to our channel that compares themes of the Gospel and Franciscan Sources. Today we will talk about love as an image of the glory of God Himself, which is revealed in personal vocation and in the community. For a more complete overview of our human, cultural and spiritual proposal, we suggest you visit the website juvi.art. John 13 verses 31 to 35. Saint Francis was fond of the expression, "By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." John 13 verse 35. He was very keen on the transparent, simple and convincing testimony of his fraternity, which would thus preach the gospel with its life. In the sources, in the legend of the three companions, we read, "Deeply humble and mature in charity, each one had for his brethren the feelings one has towards a father and Lord. Those who, because of the office they held or because of personal qualities, had a preeminent role in the fraternity, made themselves the most humble and small of all. And each one was disposed to the most generous obedience, always available to the will of the superior, without seeking whether the order received was right or not. Because he was convinced that any command was in accordance with the Lord's dispositions. In this way, it was easy and sweet to carry out any precept. They were careful not to fall victim to unruly desires. They were implacable judges of themselves, anxious not to harm one another in any way." Sources 1448. Again, the friars committed themselves to banishing any rancour and incompatibility, and to keeping their mutual love intact. They did everything possible to replace every vice with the corresponding virtue, inspired and assisted in this by the grace of Jesus Christ. Sources 1449. Here is another passage, which beautifully describes their love for one another in the Lord. They considered nothing to be private property, but books and other things were made available to all, according to the directive transmitted and observed by the apostles. Although they were in a state of true poverty, they were spontaneously generous with everything that was offered to them in the name of God. They happily gave away, for love of Him, the alms they had collected to anyone who asked for them, especially the poor. Sources 1450. It was true love, because it was concrete. Francis had taught his brothers that money was no more valuable than donkey dung, thus protecting them from danger. And the sources inform, they were happy in the Lord, always, having nothing within themselves, or among themselves that could in any way sadden them. The more they were separated from the world, the more they clung to God. They advanced on the way of the cross and on the paths of justice. They removed every obstacle from the narrow path of penance and evangelical observance, in order to leave a smooth and safe path to those who would follow them. Sources 1454. In her wonderful testament, addressed to her sisters, Clare of Assisi says, "Therefore, having chosen us for such a lofty task as this, that all those whom He calls to be an example and mirror of others may be reflected in us, we are extremely obliged to bless and praise the Lord, and to grow more in goodness every day. Therefore, if we live according to the aforementioned form of life, we will leave a noble example to others, and, through a very short effort, we will earn the pallium of eternal bliss. Sources 28:30. Mutual love transcended the walls, purifying and perfuming with charity every polluted air, offering luminous mirrors of fraternal life. Considering it a reflection of the glory of God, Francis' concern was the search for heavenly things by the entire fraternity. In fact, he said, addressing the friars of the entire order, "The Great Assembly is our order, almost a general synod that gathers from every part of the world under a single rule of life. In this the wise draw to their advantage the qualities of the simple, because they see in cultured people ardently seeking celestial things, and, even without human instruction, reach through the Spirit the knowledge of spiritual realities. In this order even the simple profit from what is proper to the wise. When they see illustrious men, who could live full of honors in this world, humiliate themselves in the same way with them. From here the beauty of this blessed family stands out, which through its many qualities forms the joy of the father of the family." Sources 778. This special awareness and intuition of the divine secrets made the saint and the fraternity a singular image of the glory of God. Having received his freedom, John 13 verses 31 to 35. Thank you all for your kind attention. We invite you to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on our activities. If you liked it, leave a well done to support us. Subscribe, give your precious like, share with your friends, and comment too. Thank you, join us, and see you soon.